Mr. 16 bars, that's real hip hop.
We try to tell people that Philly is a special breed. They hate to see us on top, they hate to see us on, they hate to see us come up, they hate we on, they hate the moves that we make because it's made to break them. We give them knowledge on tracks and hope our words can save them. I guess it's hard to give props when you know you lesser, so we right on your heels, I hope you feel the pressure. Rappers taking a roll, my shoes will never fit them. Before you come at it, king.
There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me.
We're now joined by Mr. Noe Feliz. He is a worship leader at one of the local churches here in Philly. Mr. Noe, how are you today? Welcome to Philly on the Rise.
How you doing, Sir Mike? I'm doing well. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me. I'm just doing well, enjoying the summer. Coming back from a vacation. I mean, it's a hot summer. It's a very hot summer.
Yeah. Definitely been a hot summer. There's been a heat wave each day of June and July. Hopefully August will be a little bit less heat for us, actually.
Yeah.
So
I was surprised, I'm like, oh, good, it's 88 degrees, It's cooler.
So you are a worship pastor at Dare to Imagine in Philadelphia. How did you realize God's call on your life?
I think even when we're young, sometimes even our parents, will pick up things about, what we're good at and what we're not good at. I've always been from a young age just very involved artistically, whether it's music, whether it's drama, songwriting, playing musical instruments. Just something that I never kind of I never let go of the gas on that. I kind of kept consistent on it. You really don't know what you're good at until you hear from what other people tell you. Oh, you do that really well, and you get enough people to tell you that you do something well, and you just you recognize that that's a gift, and you stick with it.
Recognizing it's a gift, sticking with it. Let's talk about how you honed your skills, because someone else may be listening to this interview and they may realize that they have a gift, but how does one hone their skills so they can get better at that gift?
I think with every discipline, one of the things that we do is we stand on the shoulders of others. Who is it that we're around? Who is it that we're near? I improved, just being around some great worship leaders, some great musicians, some very talented people. I started years ago in the town of New Brunswick, New Jersey. I had a bishop that he was fairly well known in the area and across the country. Bishop George C. Wright, a phenomenal worship leader, and he mentored. There were about three of us. We all did different services. I did the 8 o'clock in the morning service. One of the other worship leaders did 11 o'clock. A different worship leader did Thursday nights. So we all worked together. We gave each other feedback. We encouraged each other. We strengthened each other, and from there you just got better.
You talk about mentorship, and obviously it's so important in our communities today. Unfortunately, there is a lack of mentorship in our communities, but just talk a little bit more about that importance of it and how it can help individuals get better and get to the next level.
I think it's about just maintaining positive relationships with people. Sometimes as an artist, sometimes it's real easy to just get focused on what you're doing. But you always got to look around and see who's watching. Because when you're being mentored, some things are taught and other things are caught. And what I mean by that is that, sometimes your mentor will notice some things and they'll pull you to the side and say, hey, I think you should try this, do that. Maybe you should work on this. And sometimes ourselves as mentees, sometimes we have questions like, well, how do I approach this and how do I approach that? But then there are times where you're watching your mentor in action. And you don't necessarily, nobody teaches you anything. You just kind of is like, oh, oh, I could do this. Oh, I could do that. And then there are lessons that we learn, like just by trial and error. You try something on your own and you do this and it's successful, or this fail, or you try something else and it doesn't work. You just kind of that Thomas Edison approach. Keep trying until you invent the light bulb.
As an artist, you have several projects going on. Tell us about your most recent project, How Sweet the Sound.
So yeah, I have a gentleman that works with me with promotion, and he kind of pushes me to do different events. So we approached How Sweet the Sound, and that's run by Donald Lawrence, a famous artist, and there are a number of artists. Hezekiah Walker was there, Tamala Mann was there, and what they do is they kind of judge and have different people come on, and I had the opportunity to go on. I have a clip on YouTube of the performance. It was just a great experience. They had us together with the solo artists and the spoken word artists. So I was able to meet a bunch of people from across the country, just doing phenomenal things, from where they're from. So it was just a great time. We flew down to Atlanta last summer. My wife and son came with me. We hung out, went to rehearsals, went to sound checks, and met some phenomenal artists. I met one phenomenal artist, and I spoke to the manager, and it was just a great interaction. It was a great time.
Amazing, amazing. Talk to us about Noe, the live experience.
Yeah, so the live experience, a number of songs that I wrote, it actually came about because one of my mentors, her name is Liz Black. She's a radio host in the New York City area, and I mean, we've been friends for many years. She says, you do a nice job with your studio music, but you need to do something live. So that kind of stuck with me for a while. And I finally, I spoke to a friend of mine. He put together a crew of musicians. We were thinking about, oh, should we get this musician? Should we get that musician? He was like, don't just get regular musicians. He said, you got to get musicians that can create. Anybody can play, but if you get somebody that can create, they'll put something on it that's different. And that's what we did. And from there, we created the live experience. I wrote some songs. We brought some musicians together, some singers together that created and put their own flavor on it. Been promoting it. It came out in 2021. We've been promoting it. It's been well received. By the people that we've shared it with, and we're just excited. Now we're on to the next thing. So trying to see get another single going, and I'm working with a few people to get that going.
Tell us, where do we find the live experience?
So you can find it on any and on multiple platforms. It's on you can go on Amazon, Apple. You can go to just any platform. I'm on there, and you look for Noe Feliz, Noe. My last name Feliz, Feliz, and it's called The Live Experience.
2013 was a big year for you. You actually won a very prestigious award. Tell us about that award and how it felt to actually win.
Well, there's a gentleman by the name of Tim Ewing. He does this thing called the Kindred Awards, and it's become over the years. It's become pretty popular here in this area, in South Jersey, Philly area. And he recognizes all types of Christian genre music, which I really admire what he does. And he's reached out. I've seen a lot of my good friends on there, being nominated and receiving awards, and it was just a phenomenal opportunity just to be recognized. We don't necessarily do our art just to be recognized. We do it because we have a passion for it. We have a gift for it. It's like a calling that we have for it, but it just feels great to have people notice, the hard work that you put into something.
You talk about the next project, the next single. When can we expect it? No way. It's been quite some time. It's now 2024. So tell us, when can we expect the next single from Noe Feliz?
So I'm the next couple months, I'm looking to put out a new single. It's funny. I have a friend that wrote a song years ago, and we used to sing it in church all the time. And I said, "Hey, I love that song. Can I do that song?" And she was like, "Oh no, my sister's gonna do it. She's planning on recording it." And I said, "Okay." So I respected that. So a couple years went by, and I never heard anything else. And I ran into my friend again. Hey, what's going on? And the song that she wrote popped in my head again. So, what'd you ever do with that song? Oh, we didn't do nothing. I was like, "Hey, you mind if I, record it?" And oh yeah, go ahead, just get it recorded, and we'll go through all the paperwork and we'll do all that stuff. So I've actually been doing a sketch of it to send it to someone to have it produced. And I got to put some scratch background vocals, but I think I'm about a couple months away from being able to release that single.
We definitely are looking forward to that. When you do have some downtime, when you're not leading the worship, when you're not putting together music, I hear you like to play Mr. Fix-It. Is that an accurate statement?
I am. That's one of the things that I do. I kind of do on the side. I'm very mechanically inclined. I just try to fix everything. I don't know why. I think my dad was Mr. Fix It, so I guess I got some of that in me. One of the funny stories I like to tell is our dryer broke a couple years back, and my wife was like, "Oh, good. I'm tired of looking at that dryer. I want to get a new dryer." But as the Lord would have it, as fate would have it, I was able to fix it, so we kept that dryer.
So I guess your wife liked that you like to play Mr. Fix-It. That's what it sounds.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, Noe Feliz, congratulations on all your success, all your accomplishments. We are definitely glad that you joined us in the program today. Looking forward to that single coming out in a couple of months, as you said. Once again, much success to you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate it.